Anyways, time goes by so fast and news pops up so quick. Like I said, doesn't matter if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, any day of the week, we will be here talking to you about this, and that is what we call the breaking news. Come on. All right, everybody, the very first thing that I want to talk about is Paramount, because Paramount Global is talking and considering all these bids coming forward. They're taking it very serious right now. They're actually forming a special council to go through all the bids and all the offers. Of course, we said last week what went down was that, well, you know, we had the whole bid from my brain's going nuts right now. We got a big bid for $30 billion from Byron Allen, and Byron Allen was saying like he wants to buy Paramount. So will he buy it? I don't know. They're considering $30 billion is a lot of money. We'll have to see what this new board decides. And of course, Sherry Redstone isn't involved with this. She is the highest stockholder. She is a person kind of pushing forward for the sale. But until we actually find out and they actually say what they're going to take going forward, we don't know. But they are taking the bids very seriously. It sounds like someone's going to end up buying Paramount. And I hope they don't dismantle it, tear it apart, and get rid of it, because it would be unfortunate for Hollywood. But you know what? Something else that was very unfortunate were the strikes in Hollywood. Very unfortunate, but great, because we need to get we need to get back to work. We need to make better money, better wages to take care of the AI situation. But now more strikes might be happening. We've been talking about this before and warning you about this, but IATSE and the Teamsters are talking about, hey, don't fear, don't like rest with us, because they might actually strike. Now, their contracts end July 21st, 2024, and they're supposed to go back into negotiations in March. And at that point, they're telling the producers, they're telling the AMPTP, they're being like, hey, remind the employers that when they can't divide us, and they should fear us. Nothing moves without the crew, which is very true. If without the crew, there would be nothing. Honestly, if you think about how many people are in part of IATSE, it's insane. I mean, 1.3 million members worldwide, or nationwide. On top of that, just for LA, it's 170,000 technicians, artists, and craftspeople. You also have, it's like so many people, 6,500 members of the Teamsters too, and all combined, they are going to fight for better wages and a fight for against AI and a fight for what they think is good deal, because they're fed up with a lot of stuff, as SAG was, as the writers were, and hopefully at the end of the day, they do get a good contract, able to work it out and have something great. I really hope so. We'll have to see. But a lot of issues happened with these strikes too, like productions were stopped, things went down, and one of the productions that was stopped was Tarantino's last film. But now more castings coming forward, because the movie critic is moving forward. Tarantino's amping it all up, and now he has signed Brad Pitt on to lead the production. Well, they're not saying official lead, but it sounds like, based off the inner workings of all the news and rumors, that he will be the lead in the movie critic. And Tarantino, it's his last movie. That's what he's saying. It's his last one. After this, he's retiring from film. You will not see another Tarantino movie. I don't believe it. I mean, he's saying that for a long time, but overall, I think the whole idea of tonight is actors don't retire. I mean, I would say creative people don't retire. They always find a new venture, a new way of doing it. I don't think he would ever retire, but we'll have to wait and see, because he says it's it. I'm not sure. I hope this is a great movie. I really do. If it's his last one, I hope it's the bloodiest and best dialogue ever. We get to see it. We're going to love it. I hope so. Something else that's bloody, and I hear that isn't so good, though, is Argyle. And Argyle right now, Argyle has had all this big push that they're going to do like a prequel series, they're going to do a sequel series, and the movie just came out, and they were talking about this last week. Matthew Vaughn, the director, was like, yeah, we're going to do so much with this. And then what happens is, well, like, it didn't do that well opening night. I mean, it made $1.7 million. Not a great opening. Really not. It's got a $200 million budget. 1.7, usually we're talking about 8 million, 5 million being a bomb for like an opening night. So opening weekend, it's not looking good for them. The critics are kind of trashing a little bit. They're saying, don't get it. Go see it. 35% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a big cast, though. Big cast. Sam Rockwell, Bryce Dallas Howard, Henry Cavill. I mean, it looks good. It's a nice spy movie. I don't know, because they have all these plans for it. If it does well, I think all those plans might fall apart. But something else that they have a lot of plans for too is the Harry Potter franchise, because Harry Potter is moving forward as a TV series for Max, and now they've come down to finding their writers for it. And right now, the main person they're talking about writing the new franchise, there's to be a season per book, so they want to do enough, but so it's to be multiple seasons. They were doing at least 7 seasons, maybe 8 seasons. They might spread it out, you never know. But they have a writer involved right now from Succession. The writer Francesca Gardner is coming aboard. Apparently, she's the number one person. She also did His Dark Materials. She worked in The Man in the High Castle. So she's worked on a lot of projects before, big projects for Amazon and for Max too. And honestly, she's kind of the person they're actually thinking that she'll be the person to spearhead the whole project. We'll have to wait and see, but it is moving forward. Big project for Warner Brothers right there. And something else that is moving forward, and I knew it was going to move forward, was Joe Rogan's show, because Joe Rogan, the Rogan Experience, has been picked up again by Spotify. It's worth $250 million, this new contract. Insane. And on top of that, now it was supposed to only be on Spotify, but now they're branching off to other platforms this time because Spotify is opening the reins so people have more access to the content. So Apple Podcasts is getting it, Amazon Music's getting it, and they're also going to work with YouTube too, which a lot of his stuff is on YouTube, usually snippets. Now all of it will be on YouTube, which is pretty crazy. I think it could be pretty good. And for Joe Rogan, it's got to be a massive deal for him. Of course, he got big money from Spotify. He doesn't want to give that up. But these exclusive rights are just going to keep branching off bigger and bigger. He's going to make more and more money every year, I think. And honestly, he's probably sitting pretty, I would think, you know. But somebody else who's not sitting as pretty, I don't think, is Tiffany Haddish. I mean, she's doing better than I thought, but Tiffany Haddish pleaded no contest to her DUI. So she was up for 2 misdemeanor charges of DUI, and they were both dropped after she did this. She got a plea deal, pretty big plea deal. She actually violated what they're saying is vehicle code section 23103 and 23103.5, known as wet reckless. Let me say it again. Wet reckless. I've never heard that before. I'm like, wet reckless. They have no interest in Harry Potter. You're right, Queen. I'm like, what the hell is whatever. But wet reckless is a thing. That's the plea deal, and it does not trigger the automatic like driver's license suspension. So she got very lucky there. She does have to do 40 hours of community service. She has to enroll in Mothers Against Drunk Drivers Victim Impact Program, where she has to sit down and actually talk to mothers who lost their kids or, you know, their family members to drunk drivers. She has to attend a hospital and morgue program, and also has to go through a program called the Watson admission. It's a legal document who's with DUIs must sign saying they are aware of the harmful or deadly impact their actions can cause. So she's going through a lot of things, but I think she actually got a pretty good deal at the long run for what happened to her. So, I mean, good for Tiffany Haddish. I hope it's going to be okay for her, and she's going to keep going. She says she's learned her lesson. She won't do it again. We'll see. But did Hootie learn his lesson? Because Darius Rucker was just arrested too for 3 misdemeanor charges, 2 of them drug-related, simple possession / casual exchange of a controlled substance, and a vehicle registration violation. This is not the first time this has happened to him with drugs. This happened not too long ago, and it just went down, and Rucker's set for bail at $10,500. He got out, and 2 years ago, this was the last time this happened to him, and this 57-year-old, he said he's fully cooperating with authorities, and he's going to be doing everything they need to do. So this went down just today. We'll have to see where it goes from here. But Darius Rucker, again, charged with drug charges again, possession. Crazy. I mean, he only want to be with you, I guess. You know, he only wants drugs with him, I guess. I don't know. That's a bad joke. But anyways, somebody else that's going back to court right now is, of course, Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin has pleaded not guilty to the charges of the fatal death of the cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Not guilty. I don't know if that's a shock to everybody, but not guilty. He said not guilty. And he's facing, I guess, up to 18 months to 3 years if found guilty. Now, he was supposed to go there tomorrow. Was supposed to be this whole thing because he came forward and said not guilty. Everything's kind of delayed. They're pushing it for the next hearing. And they said, though, Alec Baldwin, in order to, go into this, to move forward the whole case, he's not allowed to leave the U.S. without permission of the court. He can't drink or possess a firearm. So it's going to be a very dry winter for Alec Baldwin, I would say. But
right.
Honestly, we'll see how this goes down. Again, this case has been going on for a long time. I'm interested to see what happens to him in the long run. But somebody else that, got beat up a little bit, I would say, is Anthony Anderson, because Anthony Anderson, everybody was working on set, and something went wrong. Something went wrong, and he had 2 other guys in a baseball or a chair, and they were fighting for a stunt, and he decided to step in there, do it himself, and he got injured, had to go to the hospital, shut down the set for the day. But he said, I spent the night in the emergency room, movie set fight gone wrong. Me against 2 goons and a chair. Guess who didn't win? That's right, he didn't win. Who needs a stunt man? When there's me, that's who. I'm not as young as I used to be. I mean, I had a CT scan, x-rays, showed nothing fractured or broken, and my back just had a deep contusion. So he's doing okay. He's going to be back to set before you know it, but it's got to be scary too. I mean, getting into a fight like that, and you're supposed to be planned and protected on set, and these things go wrong once in a while. They do, and it went wrong for him. Because when you get into a fight, you got to be careful. Don't pick on people that are littler than you. I would say that to Larry David, because Larry David picked a fight with Elmo recently, and it started choking Elmo out on TV. Started choking him out on the Today Show. This came out there, and because this whole thing, Elmo being like, "Hey, how you doing? You feeling okay?" Because of his whole movement about mental, illness and actually talking about it. I guess he just wanted to make a joke about it and started to strangle Elmo on the air. He did apologize. I think it's kind of messed up. He just came on camera. They were going to the weather, and all of a sudden they cut back, and you saw Larry David just strangling Elmo. Interesting. But he apologized, and Elmo accepted his apology. So Elmo's like, yeah, it's okay. But apologies go a long way for some people and some people not, because Justin Timberlake does not accept Britney Spears' apology. That is right. He actually was doing a performance. He came forward, and he started talking shit apparently about Britney Spears, but he was on stage. He said, someone told me Well, he was on there. He says, I didn't like, he goes, I don't like, wait, hold on. I got this. So he's talking on stage. It's like, woo, alcohol. I didn't take the opportunity to apologize. Absolutely fucking nobody. I will not apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Britney Spears heard this and she came back and was like, someone told me he was talking shit about me on the streets. And then she was like, do you want to bring it on? Come on, you want to bring it to court? Or will you just be home crying to your mom like you did last time? I'm not sorry. So apparently they must have been crying over the last breakup and it didn't go too well. I would say that too. So I don't know. They're keeping singing and hanging out, and the singing and hanging out is also happening at the Grammys this weekend. That's right. The Grammys are going down. The 66th annual Grammys will take place on Sunday, February 4th, beginning at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific time at the Crypto.com in Los Angeles, hosted by Trevor Noah for a 4th consecutive year. So if you're excited about it, it'll be on CBS and stream live and on demand on Paramount Plus. So a lot of breaking news, everybody.